How can I forget? Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Showcase Minnesota. I'm Rob Hudson.
Hi, and I'm Corbin Seitz. Good morning to everyone. And Rob and I were just talking. We have to say happy birthday to our girls.
Should we sing it?
I don't know. Do we probably have to pay to sing it?
No, we don't. It's public domain, isn't it, Jim? Yeah, happy birthday. Oh, well, it's not working. Yeah, Dean's going, no, it's not. And I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I just think that he doesn't want to hear our awful voices.
Well, our daughters share the same birthday. And that is today, August the 7th. So happy birthday, Bennett, 12 years old today.
Happy birthday, Presley, 3 years old today.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been where you're going, so just ask me.
Where am I going?
Where your 3-year-old is going.
The Boundary Waters?
Yeah.
Mille Lacs?
Yeah. You'll wish you were there.
Hey,
yeah, you'll wish you were there.
Jim, woo, rough crowd in here this morning.
So you said Presley woke up to a good birthday this morning.
Yeah, we got her one of those little radio flyer town and country red wagons, with the wooden sides, because she likes seeing Big Bird on Sesame Street pull around the teddy bear. It's the teddy bear bus. So we got a red wagon. She got up this morning and was going crazy. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, I got a couple other little things, but
she recognized that.
Yeah, got her the red wagon. And then on Sesame Street this morning, I don't know if you saw it, it was the red wagon episode.
So that double duty, just excitement all the way around. Well, at my house, it's not about red wagons anymore. It's about the birthday cake with a peace symbol on it and tie-dye. Yeah. It's all about tie-dye and peace symbols at my house.
Hey, so we've got to get moving, but I really, really have to mention this because it's a huge story. John Hughes. Everyone knows John Hughes movies from the 80s. 59-year-old John Hughes died yesterday of a heart attack while walking his dog in Manhattan. And you run down the list of his movies that he either directed, co-directed, or wrote. It's incredible. Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Home Alone, 16 Candles, National Lampoon Vacation, Uncle Buck, Weird Science, Pretty in Pink, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. I mean, for a lot of people, that's their top 10 list of favorite movies of all time.
And he created a lot of stars.
Unbelievable
through
talent.
those vehicles.
And he'll be missed. Yeah, he did create a lot of stars, and that's true. But
hey, in just a moment, we're going to change gears and talk about potato salad. We need a new potato salad recipe, don't we? That will really wow at your next picnic. But first, a look at what's coming up today on Rachel Ray.
Next, Rachel Ray.
1, 2, 3, go!
Wow!
Holy God!
We're ripping into Reality TV Friday. First, Queer Eye's Kyan Douglas helps 3 men battle body hair in our manscaping human lab. Then, we're going inside the top secret casting room of Wife Swap.
Are you asking us to get tattoos? Figure it out. I will not do it.
And the stars of Little People, Big World are in the kitchen with Rachel.
Watch Rachel Ray every afternoon at 2 here on KARE-11. Now over to Rob for more in the show.
All right, thanks a lot, Corbin. First up this morning, a playful twist on an ordinary picnic staple. Baking Basics author Pat Sinclair is back with a few tips for spicing up your potato salad. And she joins us now to show us more. Hello, Pat. Nice to see you again. Didn't Burt Bacharach sing What the World Needs Now is more potato salad?
Yes, I believe he did.
Or a different twist.
Great song. Great idea.
But summertime in Minnesota, what is it about potato salad? You just can't go wrong. Unless you leave it out in the sun for a couple hours. But other than that...
One of the good things about the recipes that I brought today is that they don't have mayonnaise. And I think that's the most important thing about keeping it chilled.
Yeah, how did I know that?
I don't know.
Let's talk about some of the potato salads you brought, because here are some new twists. Let's start up front, Rick. We're going to show the sweet potato salad. I've never seen that before.
The reason that I came up with this recipe was because we've started eating more sweet potatoes, and I do sweet potato fries in the oven.
Oh, they're so good.
And, we'd have some left over, and we'd be eating them cold. So I decided this has a nice light lime vinaigrette on it.
Okay.
And it's just easy to make. Roast the potatoes.
Door number 2 in the middle, I think, is that the one we're making today?
That's the one we're going to make.
You call this the loaded?
Loaded baked potato salad.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. There's already lots of good things in it, but anything that you like on a loaded baked potato, you certainly could add to the salad.
Okay, and then door number 3, right behind it here. What do we got
and
here?
this is like a country French potato salad. It's the potatoes with the green beans and the red onions, and it has a light lemon vinaigrette on it. So also you don't really have to worry about as much about the food safety.
Are these all in your book?
Actually, no, but I did bring some turtle bars that are in the book, because I know the people here like The bars.
The recipe, okay, there's a shot at the book. The recipe for the loaded potato salad will be online.
Yes,
I don't know about the other two. We'll give out all three will be online.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Otherwise, I was going to say we're just going to put her personal cell phone number
Oh,
up.
well.
Let's start making this loaded potato salad. We're going to step over here and start. It looks like you got a red onion.
Well, I do. And what I wanted to show with this was
watch your fingers.
That
now.
with
Make me nervous.
I should be good enough not to cut my fingers. But with the red, actually with any onion, now I'm going to slice this really thin, and by doing slices, if somebody really didn't want the onion, it would be a little easier for them to pick out.
Oh, okay.
And then if you soak onions in water for, 15 minutes, half an hour, it takes some of that bitterness and the strong onion flavor away.
Whoa.
Well, not everybody likes that strong flavor, Rob.
Well, then pick it out for those of us that like the onion.
Well, this way you're covered either way.
Okay. All right.
And the red onions are in the French potato salad, the country salad.
Okay.
And now I do have potatoes in the oven.
You want me to go back and get the potatoes?
Absolutely.
Okay. I
brought a pot holder. Oh, you're tough, Rob.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Clear spot. You got a spot cleared?
I do, right here.
All right, here we go. Okay, hot. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me shut the door now. Let the heat get out. Always shut the door.
I'll put the pot holder on, and I'm just going to scrape these into my dish. These are little red new potatoes, and you can see they're kind of bite-sized.
Isn't that a song by Prince?
I don't know. They cook up a little bit, and I do just roast them in the oven, so you get a little bit of that roasted potato salad flavor.
I love how you do that. I love how you do that. You don't boil them because that takes the flavor away. I just love that tip.
And another thing with the French potato salad, I slice the potatoes before I cook them.
Oh, good. Okay.
And that just takes a whole step out. You don't need to peel them, and you don't have to deal with all the slicing them up once they're cooked.
Okay.
So what I have here now is just the ingredients for the potato salad, and it's very simple. It starts with the potatoes, sour cream, and I add a little bit of vinegar and sugar just kind of to get a little more flavor from the sour cream, so it isn't just the sour flavor. A little bit of salt, and then when I stir that into the potatoes, I do the dressing first.
Okay.
And then I just add in the rest. I've already cooked the bacon and chopped up the onions.
Okay. Very simple.
Very
simple.
Let's do it.
We got just under a minute here, so
all right.
A little pressed, but we can finish it, I think. I can't believe how quick this goes together once you bake the potatoes.
Yes, and they do bake in a hot oven, so they bake pretty quickly.
Doesn't that sound good?
And then usually I try to save out a little bit of the bacon and the onions just to sprinkle on top for a garnish. It just kind of
Pat, you're right. That
nice
smells
that
just like your baked loaded potato.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. And just stir it together.
And again, you said there's no mayonnaise in there, so of course,
no,
safe food
it is
handling.
Safer.
You don't want to leave it out. No food you want to leave in the blazing sun, but maybe a little less concern about any type of bacteria or anything because it's just sour cream.
And I have a little plate for you.
Oh, of course you do. Thank you so much.
And I did bring the turtle bars, and I know you're going to want to try those.
Oh, no, I don't think so. Twistmeyer, Pat, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Rob.
A great idea.
Thank
really.
you. Thank you.
For a copy of today's recipe, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen, or just log on to showcaseminnesota.com, click on recipes, then go to the side dish category. For more great recipes, pick up a copy of Pat Sinclair's Baking Basics and Beyond. It is available at bookstores everywhere. There it is. It looks so good. There's much more to come this Friday. Next, ways to build a few more memories before the kids go back to school. The Mom on the Run is back with some fun ideas, plus trends in eyewear for every age. What kind of style is right for your face? And later, straightforward rock and roll sounds. Stealing Seconds performs for us. Stick around. Showcase rolls on.
Let it happen once again. Fool me once, shame on me.
Welcome back. I was having one of Colleen's toffee bars. This weekend's warm weather means we finally hit the dog days of summer, and our next guest has some fun activities for the whole family to really enjoy before it's all over. Mom on the Run, Colleen Burns, is back with some fun suggestions. Welcome back to you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so this is all the stuff that we can use to make our life a little easier, a little smoother, our kids a little happier.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of an oxymoron, but if you can plan ahead to be spontaneous, you can try and fit in some of those last-minute activities before school starts again.
Okay.
One tip to do that is to keep a swim bag by the door.
That's this
If you
big
don't
thing.
have something like this, it's easy to throw together just your suits, your towels, water toys, some sunscreen, some goggles, maybe some water bottles and some snacks. If that's right by the door, the sun peeks out, you can grab it, get out the door, because we usually just have an hour or two in our busy schedules to slip in something.
Yeah.
Same is true of a cookout or bonfire basket. You can put together the ingredients for s'mores, chocolate bars, marshmallows, graham crackers, some hot dog buns, a blanket. These are great. You can get these online. They're just forks for, well, this one's a s'more maker actually, so you can put the s'more
these are
ingredients
kinda
right in it and make it smashed together already. And then the other things are for hot dogs and for marshmallows. You can find all this stuff on my website at momontherun.tv under my blog. But those
Yeah.
are great, and you have them right there, and you can go to a friend's cabin, your backyard, whatever you want to do.
Well,
with it.
and as a mom, you do want to be a fun mom.
You
You
do.
do want the kids to remember, Mom didn't vacuum so much. She took us to the beach.
Exactly.
I mean, that's really what we have
Isn't
to
it
try
true?
and do.
It's true. And now you've heard the expression, music soothes the savage beast. It also works for kids. So you definitely want to bring along music whenever you can. It makes everything more fun, I think. This is a great outdoor speaker. You can put your iPod just right inside of it.
Wow.
Which is slick. You can put a Nano or a regular iPod in there. And then once you snap it shut, it's waterproof, it's dirt proof, it's impact resistant. So basically it's kid proof, which is huge. So you can bring it right to the beach. You can put batteries in it, or it can plug into your car as well. Also for moms who don't really like to download, my mom's like that, this has 1,000 songs already in it. It's called a slot radio. And
So tiny.
It is, and you can create your own playlist with the songs that are already in there, but it's under $100 and there's already 1,000 songs in it, so that's kind of a nice way to do that.
Cool, okay.
And then also, you were mentioning you want your kids to remember that you had fun with them, and sometimes if you're taking all the pictures, you look back and they think you weren't even there, right?
That's right.
So it's nice.
Mom's never in the photo album.
Never. So there are a couple things that help with that. This is a great video camera. It's so easy to use that you can give it to one of your children. My 7-year-old knows how to use this. It's a one-button operation, and then it can record up to 2 hours at a time, and then it's really easy to just transfer to your computer using this USB plug-in. So my 7-year-old can use that. This also is a great item to have. It's a little tripod. It's really extremely flexible. You can wrap it around.
It looks like a craft from school,
Isn't it great?
it?
You can wrap it around a railing, a tree branch, whatever you want, and you put your still camera on it. You could put your video camera on it, and that way you can be in the picture as well.
And they just pop into the top of it?
Yeah, there's a little screw-in part right here on the bottom.
So
all the
it
cameras
really
have
is
that.
secure.
Yeah, and it's just it's a sturdy thing, but it's very lightweight, very inexpensive, comes in a bunch of different colors. They have an orange as well. So that's a great way to just make sure you're in the shot every now and then. So when you look back, your kids can say, oh yeah, Mom did go to those things with us.
I remember she was there making it happen. She was there.
Yes.
Well, these are all great tips and ideas. And do you think you want to sneak over to Pat's table and take another turtle brownie
I do
before
want
you go?
another. You took one. I didn't, and you barely finished it before this segment. You've got one bite. She has one bite right here still behind the basket.
Great ideas. Be a fun mom. I have to remember that sometimes. Be a fun mom.
I know. It's
Do
hard to
this
remember
stuff.
sometimes.
Okay, for more information on any of the things that we talked about, you can log on to showcaseminnesota.com and click on the Friday link. And still ahead, what's worth the ticket this weekend? Linda joins us with her reviews of Julie and Julia and more. And The Cove, more on the new documentary that's really making waves for animal rights, coming up. Got it now.
Corbin has a teenager. Oh, 12.
Welcome back to the show. Meryl Streep is back in theaters this weekend, cooking up some of her movie magic in the comedy Julie and Julia. But will audiences eat it up or leave them wanting more? Film critic Linda Thomas is here with her review of that and more. Before we get to that one, there's a couple here we need to talk about.
Yes.
G.I. Joe, they didn't even do a screener on this one, and it's huge, coming out today. Also, Paper Heart.
It would be the biggest movie coming out for the general public and young people, except they didn't have a screening for the press. So we're
obviously
a little
you didn't
fearful.
see it yet.
Didn't see it. No.
And tell people what that means when they don't have a screening for the press.
A lot of times when they don't have a screening, it means that they don't think it's that good, and they want to get that first weekend over before all the bad reviews come out.
Wow, so it's going right to DVD, you suspect?
Well, could be.
Okay.
We don't know.
And then how about Paper Heart?
Paper Heart is very cute. I did see that. Charlene Yee is in it with little cameos by Seth Rogen, and a little larger part with Michael Cera, who's very hot right now. It's part documentary.
Well, Seth Rogen, I mean, that guy's in everything. Funny people,
What is Love? She's doing this tour of America, and then she meets Michael Cera, and they have a little romance going on. I enjoyed it.
All right.
I thought it was cute. More of a woman's film, or young teenagers.
Okay. You know, speaking of women, they don't get any bigger than Meryl Streep. And
No,
she's
they don't.
in Julie and Julia, doing the Julia Child story somewhat.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. You know, she's so wonderful, and she takes these characters and makes them her own. I never watched Julia Child that much, but the little that I have seen her, she's got her dead
Remember
on.
Dan Aykroyd doing Julia Child?
Oh, yes.
Then you've
It's
seen
in the
it.
movie. Let's take a look.
I'm going to try to flip this thing over now, which is a rather daring thing to do.
She changed everything. Before her, it was frozen food and can openers and marshmallows.
Don't knock marshmallows.
Give it a try. When you flip anything, you've just got to have the courage of your convictions, especially if it's a loose sort of mass, like, oh, that didn't go very well.
There we go. Yes, we see Julia before she was famous and how she got into cooking. And then this young woman, Amy Adams, plays Julie Powell, who needed something in her life, and she decided to cook all the recipes in The Art of Mastering French Cooking, Julia Child's first book, and made them in 1 year's time, 500 and some recipes. And you know what it shows about both women is their passion for cooking, their determination. They need something more in their life, both of them in different ways, and they find it with the cooking. And they're very creative. One's on a blog, one's writing a cookbook. I thought it was excellent.
Great.
I gave it 4 stars. I only gave it 2 for kids. Really, it's PG-13, but children aren't going to be that interested unless your 13-year-old already likes to cook.
There you go.
At your house.
There you go. And I said, you know, somewhat the Julia Child story by Meryl Streep, because there's a couple storylines here. So
Oh, sure.
to be fair to Amy Adams. All right, our next movie is the suspenseful documentary, The Cove.
This was very interesting. I learned things about porpoise, or about dolphins.
No, it's bottlenose dolphins?
All kinds of dolphins.
Okay, all right.
But mostly bottlenosed. About dolphins in Taiji, Japan, where they're being herded and sold or killed. Let's take a look.
There are migratory routes that dolphins have been using for thousands of years, and they just wait till the dolphins come by. The boats then put these long poles in the water, which have a flange on the bottom. And they just bang on these poles with hammers, and they create a wall of sound, which frightens the dolphins.
So then the dolphins all go into this cove and they trap them. And the noise, of course, is very stressful to the dolphins. So the dolphins that we see that you can swim with in Mexico and various vacation places, or that you see trained at SeaWorld and seaquariums, are purchased, a lot of them, in Taiji, Japan. Those that are not purchased are killed inhumanely and sold for dolphin meat, which in the movie they show most people in Japan have no idea that it's dolphin meat. They eat a lot of fish and they don't necessarily know what all of it is. They hid these cameras in rocks. You know, it was very cloak and dagger. They had police following them. I learned a lot. It was very interesting, and it kept your attention because of the spy kind of element. I gave it a 4.5.
Oh, wow.
And it's PG-13. Again, it's going to be too dry for most children. I gave it a 2. Some kids might like it if they're huge fishermen, but other than that, I think it's more of an adult movie, but very, very well done. It's won a lot of awards already.
Okay, and then now your DVD pick of the week?
The Race to Witch Mountain.
All right, The Rock.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I think he's cute. You know, he...
Of course you do.
He has, and he's got a good body.
Whoa.
No, he...
You noticed.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
How astute.
He's not quite as bulky as he used to be. Anyways, he's taking these children who are actually aliens with special powers up to Witch Mountain. They happen to get in his cab, and he gets involved with them. He does a nice job in family movies. This is rated PG. And so you can take, I would say, 6 to 8-year-olds and up. There's action, there's comedy. Your 12-year-old's going to like it. If your 14 or 15-year-old will go with you, they'll probably like it.
All right,
very entertaining. Good. Nice. If it keeps raining, good video pick for the family.
Joe Chisholm, that we saw in the Cove, is going to be with us a little bit later in the show. He stopped by yesterday, so we got a chance to chat with him. Native Minnesotan.
Yes, he is. I spoke to him last night.
Yeah.
He was at the screening, and I talked to him a little bit, and he was very interesting. I learned out more about the film than I had already learned in watching it. You know, you watch it and you think this all takes place pretty quickly. Well, it took
he was
years.
the guy in charge of all the hidden. We saw the rock cam and the yeah, that was all his.
It's in the brush and
his
everything
007
is hidden.
camera. Hey, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
You bet.
You
bet.
too.
Up next, improving your vision in style. How to choose the right frames for your face, plus a unique look at what makes us human. We're going to check out Bodies, the exhibition. And later, a rockin' performance from Stealing Seconds. So please, stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're among the millions of people who wear glasses, you know how hard it is to find what you want from the enormous selection. Well, this morning we have some help from an expert. Optometrist Dr. Gina Wesley is here to show us how to choose the right frames for your face. Hi, Dr. G.
Hello.
Okay, let's talk about the basics. We've got some models we're going to show you, sort of some befores and afters. What are we supposed to keep in mind when we walk in and start looking at all these frames?
Now, the important thing to remember is you need an updated prescription, and you should utilize knowledgeable staff that can help you to find the frame that fits your face properly and works with your prescription. Certain prescriptions need certain styles and certain frames to be able to work properly so that you've got the best vision.
Okay. Also, I guess it's important to think about the function, like what are you going to be doing? If you're a small kid, you might need a different kind of durability than if you're an adult and looking for a pair of fashion glasses.
Exactly, you're exactly right. Sometimes you need to think about safety, you need to think about impact resistance, and you need to also think about what you're going to be doing, like computer use with these glasses.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about face shapes and things like that because I think that's obviously key to getting the right look, and we all want to look our best. So we've got some models with us here today. We're going to start out with Amy. Come on out, Amy. And we're going to put on a look on Amy that is maybe not her best look. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep, so this frame for Amy's face is just a little too big. It's not bad, it's a little too wide. You can see that it's just not fitting her eyes and her face as best as it could. It's just a little bit too clunky on her face.
Right.
So if we show a different option here, you can go ahead and take those off and have you put these on. This is a nice, lightweight, rimless frame.
Now look right into camera one, this one right here, Amy.
You can
the one on the right.
You can see that it fits her face a little bit better. It's
go.
not quite as wide, and it's very lightweight. So for somebody who's looking for a stylish look, but something that's not so
They're
apparent,
invisible.
Exactly. It's a great pair of glasses.
Does it feel comfortable?
It
looks like it feels very, very comfortable. Okay, thank you, Miss Amy.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to bring out Chandler, and Chandler's more in our high school, college look. Somebody who wants something maybe hip, but obviously still functional. Now this is wrong because?
This is a slightly too large of a frame for his face, and this is a common mistake that guys will make sometimes. A little bit too big. We don't want it to be down so far in the cheeks, too wide for the face. We don't want to be up so far towards the eyebrows. He kind of gets lost with these glasses on. So if we switch him to a slightly more streamlined choice here,
Oh,
you
very
can see,
hip.
Yeah, you can see it's real stylish. We see more of Chandler than we notice the glasses.
Now turn your face to the side, Chandler, because I want him to see, what do you call those things on
those
the
are
side?
temples.
Temples. Look at the stripe. They've got a white and a black stripe, so they look very cool. And I think on somebody who's younger, they want something that's a little more modern.
Yep, I think so.
That looks great. All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Chandler. Okay, now we're going to meet Maddie. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
Come on out. How old's Maddie?
Maddie's 11.
11.
Maddie's a perfect example of a kid who's not a little kid, but she's not yet an adult. So something that often happens, if you can turn your face to the side a little bit.
There you go.
These glasses are too small for her. They're starting to press in on the side of her face. She's outgrowing her glasses physically. So if we switch her now, go ahead and I'll take those from you, and then I'm going to have you put these on instead. These are a great example of what we call an in-between glasses. Okay, these are great for kind of that preteen. The face shape is really good. She looks awesome in these glasses because they're fitting her face much better.
Now, Maddie, I want you to look right here in that camera that's backing up. There you go, straight ahead. Watch yourself on TV. Yep. Oh, yeah, very, very nice. And again, they look lightweight and comfy, something a kid could wear all day long in school.
Exactly.
Maddie, you look fabulous. Thank you. All right, hand her those glasses back, Miss Maddie, and then we're going to bring out Allie. Now, Allie is with her mom, Amy, that you saw earlier. How old is Allie? 5 and a half. Come on, Mom, get the half in there. Mom says 5, but Allie says 5 and a half. Now turn her body around. There you go.
Now these glasses are a great example. They're super cute, but they don't have any nose pads. So guess what? Those glasses are going to slide down her face, and they're not going to fit as well. So if we switch her, actually, and these are her own glasses. She just got these not that long ago, like maybe a...
And they're purple.
And they're fun.
More purple power.
And they fit her face. And you can see she's got nose pads on those, and they fit her face much better.
Now look at me just real quickly, because she's got dots on the sides. You can leave them on. Just put your hand down a minute. There you go. See, there are little dashes or dots going down the side. So they've got that fun element that I think kids like. Well, Dr. G, you've done it once again. Great job, everybody. Nice idea. So lots of things to think about when you're looking for your new glasses. And if you would like more information on Dr. Gina Wesley or any of the things that we talked about, you can visit showcaseminnesota.com and just click on the Friday link. And now let's head over to Rob for more on the show. Rob.
Yeah, how are we going to follow that cute little girl in purple glasses? That's just too cute. Hey, it's a fascinating topic that we often take for granted. The human body, for instance, did you know that if you stretched out all the blood vessels in your body, they would wrap around the earth twice? Bodies, the exhibition opens this weekend at the Mall of America, and joining us now with a sneak peek is the exhibit's chief medical director, Dr. Roy Glover. Good morning, doctor.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hey, tell us about Bodies, the exhibit, and congratulations, it's incredibly popular.
Well, it's a wonderful exhibit. It allows people to be in touch with their own body. We think we understand how our body works, but we do so many things to it that harm it, that cause problems. And so this is a way to come and be in touch with your body, to learn how it functions, to learn what disease does to it, and to learn how to take better care of it.
Okay, this is a process you call polymer
preservation.
Okay, and so these are real human bodies we're going to see that are stripped down to the tissues that are preserved, and we're looking at video right now. How about the age appropriateness of this? Because it is at the Mall of America. Is there an admission to get in to see it?
There's an admission.
Okay.
And we have a director of education that works for Premier, and we start with 4th graders when we encourage school children to come, but parents can make those decisions for their children. It's a great place to be when children are there learning. They're inquisitive, they need to know, they need to make wise choices about their body.
Right.
So if parents
and they're
decide
not done in a horrific, they're not modeled and preserved in a horrific form. I mean, they're like we saw an athlete and we saw a pair dancing here. These are very, very gentle poses that they're.
Well, it's a comfortable learning environment.
Okay.
We want people to learn, and so we create a space that allows them to do that, to see everything that there is to see, and to make, of course, those wise choices that will improve their health and wellness.
You brought some organs with you today. Let's do some learning.
Well,
what do we got?
This is a lung.
Okay, this is a real human lung I'm holding in my hands.
And that's a normal lung.
Normal, healthy lung. Okay.
And this is a diseased lung.
Here's 2 packs a day.
So if you want
smokers, there's what your lung looks like if you smoke. You distance runners, that's what your healthy lung looks like.
For every pack of cigarettes you smoke, you lose 2 hours and 20 minutes of your life.
Wow,
Up in smoke,
so to speak.
Absolutely.
Okay, you got a big old brain there.
We have a brain.
Now, is this a big, small, what?
Brains come in different sizes.
They do.
But it doesn't affect your mental capacity.
So male, this is, I won't even say it. Size doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
Okay.
But when it comes to the heart, it does.
All right.
Because here we have a human heart. People think that a big heart is a good heart. Well,
this is a real heart.
Yes.
Got all the valves. Obviously, you don't have these. You're not handing these out. People can't touch these like I am right now. Or these.
We do have an interactive desk at the end of our exhibit where people can actually handle these organs and what they feel like, and look inside of them. It's an amazing opportunity.
I mean, I don't imagine we have enough time for you to go into great detail, but this feels just like plastic, and it's real tissue underneath there.
That's correct. The tissue forms the substructure, and then silicone is infused in. It's hardened, so the specimens are dry and they're odorless, and make for a great exhibit.
It is a great exhibit. I've seen it before. Congratulations on it, and stop by again. It's fascinating stuff. I could talk all hour about this.
Well, thank you for having me.
You bet, Doctor. Bodies, the exhibition opens this Saturday, August 8th at the Mall of America. You can find it on the east side of Level 4. For more information, go online to bodiestickets.com. How about that, Corbin?
Very cool stuff. Makes you think about taking care of the inside a little better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. It is time now for First Birthdays.
First Birthdays is brought to you by Minnesota College Savings Plan and ECFE.
Happy first birthday to Allison Grindy. This little cutie loves playing with puppies, blowing kisses, and dancing.
And bring out the birthday cake for Lake Arian Keel. This sweetie likes exploring, crawling, and playing with her sister.
And Nick Graff is blowing out a candle today. This big guy loves giving hugs, playing with his sister, and being outside.
And Jacqueline Pearson is celebrating today. This cutie likes eating fruit, looking at books, and swimming in the pool. Happy birthday to Jacqueline, Presley, and Bennett, and to everyone out there in TV land celebrating birthday today. I feel like I'm on Romper Room.
Remember Romper Room? We need the little, yeah, I see Presley, I see Bennett. Still ahead, uncovering a deadly secret in the waters of Japan. We're going to go inside the powerful new documentary, The Cove, after the break.
Brown and gray would be.
That's a dolphin's worst nightmare, right there. Hundreds of thousands of dolphins have died there. You'll see the signs, keep out, danger. There are fishermen walking around these hills with knives. This is a national park.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching a scene from the new documentary, The Cove, which hits theaters today. This powerful movie follows a team of people who embarked on a covert mission to reveal the deadly secret of a hidden cove in Japan. And this morning, unit production manager and Minnesota native Joe Chisholm is here to tell us more. Good morning, sir. Welcome home, I should say. Living in Boulder, Colorado now, but you grew up here in the Twin Cities, went to St. Thomas, right?
That's right.
All right, welcome back. Good to have you. Now, how does a kid from Minnesota wind up on a project like this?
Well, first he runs away from the Arctic winters that happen here in Minnesota.
See, I ran back to him. I missed him, but yeah, you ran away from him.
I went to Colorado and ultimately met Louis Sahoyas, who is the director of the film. And we were personal friends long before he started the Oceanic Preservation Society. And when he did, he called me up and asked me if I would come join his team.
Because your background before you did this, let me get this right, you were doing like rigging work and production work for music festivals, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
What type of music festivals?
Mostly, I worked for a company called Planet Bluegrass, which puts on the Telluride Bluegrass Festival and then a series of large music festivals around the
Colorado. You probably know who Del McCoury is then, right?
I do. I know Del McCoury well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, talk about the movie a little bit and your specific job, because as we saw there, I mean, you had to go in very covertly. I mean, they did not welcome you there filming this and doing a documentary on this. So what was your job to sneak in cameras and make sure that you weren't detected?
You know, essentially my job was to look out for the guys and coordinate the logistics, that the gear and site location management essentially was my job. So I would take the cameras and the other toys that we would create and bring them with my team under the cover of darkness into the cove.
What were some of your biggest challenges? I mean, you got some great shots, underwater shots and aerial shots, night vision. What were some of your biggest challenges?
The biggest challenges were really about the logistics of communications, because where we were geographically on the coast of Japan there is a very mountainous region. And so cellular phones and our two-way radios weren't working at all until we were within a couple hundred yards of each other. So ultimately, it was all about timing. We would look at our watches, and I would drop the crew off and drive down the road X amount of time and turn around and hope that they were back to square one when they were supposed to be, and 9 times out of 10 it worked out.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some of the dangers involved. I mean, like I said, the Japanese people that are doing this didn't want this to be filmed.
Correct.
Did you ever fear for your life or for your safety or the crew's?
I was always conscious of the crew's safety. Personally, I never really looked at it that way until really after we returned home and got back to where we would tell our wives and girlfriends and loved ones about what we were doing, and they would look at us in this shocked, horrific sense and say, what were you thinking? And then it would sort of sink in. But at the time, we were there to accomplish our goals, and so it wasn't really something I gave much thought to.
Well, the documentary is certainly effective in showing the graphic nature of this dolphin harvest, I guess you would call, for lack of a better term. How did it affect you? I mean, you see the shocking look at some of the people here. How did it affect you, seeing this?
You know, being involved in this project changed the way that I make some really simple decisions in my everyday life about the things that I eat, about the things that I consume, the simple things that the movie we try to bring across in the context that small changes can help individuals make a difference to change the planet on a bigger scale. So every day, whether it be about the things that I eat or the choices I make as a consumer, is where it's changed me dramatically.
The film shows the side of saving the dolphins. How about the side of the Japanese fishermen, the reason they're doing this? I mean, are there colonies of people that make their living and for years have done this, and this is their way to provide for their families?
There is, indeed. There are 4 small towns in Japan that participate in the dolphin captures. The whole culture of those small communities is about the whaling industry. The alternative that we'd like to present is, aside from the captive dolphin industry and the whale hunting, is perhaps very much similar to what they've done in New England, which is a whale watching programs that have turned out to be far greater revenue producers than the fishing ever was. So we're sensitive to the issues of the Japanese culture in the film. We go to great lengths to try to point out that this is not an anti-Japan, anti-Japanese film.
To me, that would seem like kind of a sticky wicket here. Like, you know, who are we poking our nose in their business? But you just got to show the plight of the dolphin.
Absolutely. Really. It's, you know, we're looked upon at some points as being this Western, culturally imperialistic small group of people coming in to tell them what they can or cannot do. They're not